This is the question that you're going to get so often of, either I make the phone call or I walk in and I'm like, what's your cheapest 50-pound fryer? That's what everybody's saying. The trick is to try to educate the person so they understand I'm focused on saving by only paying you $1,000 or under for the fryer. I'm missing the fact that it may cost me as much as $8,000 a year in oil and energy to operate that fryer. So if you think about it, if somebody tells you it's going to cost you $8,000 to run something, but only $1,000 to buy, where should your mind be on what's the cheapest to run? Our most expensive fryer, and we have some extremely good dealers who, when somebody comes in and says, I want your cheapest 50-pound fryer, when I first heard this, I'm like, what a smart thing. The guy says to him, I don't know that you can afford that fryer, man. No, I said your cheapest fryer. I don't think you can afford that 50-pound fryer. What do you mean? Because it's not the cost of the fryer, it's what it costs to run. Our most expensive 50-pound fryer really is the SR52. That's the lowest price 50 pounds. So how's it possible when it costs so little? They write a small check to their dealer to buy it. Okay, so when I buy mine and write that $985 check, I think, great, I beat these guys out of a higher price. That's only, as you can see, 1/3 of the story. So what I put in it to buy it, I've got to write many, many more checks for utilities every month for as long as I own it. That's the second level. These checks are way bigger than this. Worse, I've got to buy oil. These checks are bigger than these and way bigger than these. If you put these two together, they're about $8,000 per pot to operate that $1,000 fryer in a year. So this is where everyone should be focusing. Instead, they're focusing on how small check can I write to my dealer. That's dumb. I don't know that we have, well, this is the ideal. The dealer gets a much bigger check. They're happy, we're happy, everybody's happy. And this guy should be happy because even though I gave you more money, I'm going to save every single month. So that's where you want him to be, because that energy and oil stuff goes on forever. The purchase to you is just once. That's pretty much most of it, other than to say, these are the actual numbers. I don't know if you get that, you can use that, but we actually have those printed. And what this shows is basically these show 3 different fryers that we make. No way to filter here, and it's not Energy Star. Energy Star, better Energy Star, and filtration mean over $3,000 annually per pot. So for the guy who wants to buy the least expensive fryer, this is where you need to be, our H55. And when he says, but wait a minute, when I buy a pair of those, that's maybe like 12 grand. I was going to give you $1,000 a piece for the 2 50 pounds I wanted to buy. That's like 2 grand. 2 grand, 12 grand, it's $10,000 difference. To which you say, at $3,000 savings, you're saving $6,000 per year, $10,000 gap. That's less than a 2-year payback. Right. Ding. And then if you're really sharp, you say, from now until June 30th, Manitowoc has 0% financing. So I'd like to use my money and go ahead and get the best. You can filter it, it's Energy Star. You have a much better thing. You have a 7-year warranty versus a 1-year warranty. You got to be an idiot.
And that's including the built-in filtration system.
Correct, including built-in filtration, and it's Energy Star. You get the best of everything. So for those people who can go from here to here, you can financially make it possible. But I will tell you, sad to say, there's still a lot of people who are just like, okay, that's not, I like that. Let me take a pair of those SR52s and put them on my truck. I got to go. Not much you can do there. I mean, you have to help the customer. And if his plan is to be out of business in 2 years, okay, help him be out of business in 2 years, because he's going to lose money. So that's kind of the way that one goes. Having said that, these are the 2 energy-saving twins. Actually, I shouldn't say twins. I should say they're like brother and sister. You can see visually the open pot, super easy to clean. If you ever wondered, why did Frymaster invent the open pot 75 years ago? It's right there. Anybody, 4-year-old can clean that. Once you drain the oil out, you can clean everything. How do you do the same thing for a tube fryer? Whether it's Frymaster or any competitor, you can't. There's no way you're going to get underneath there and clean that out. It's just not going to happen. You can get brushes around it. You'll never clean a tube fryer like you'll clean an open pot. So why do so many of the large chains go with ours? Because you take somebody who's maybe your lowest paid employee, they're not well trained, and all they want to do is, it's 11 o'clock, I got a date, I got to get out of here. They can wipe that down in a heartbeat. They can't do it here. Both of these units have built-in filtration, so they can save oil. Both of these units are Energy Star rated, so they both save energy. Now if you say, I do like the open pot, why would I buy this over this? I would say menu. If you said everything I have is freezer to fryer, there we go, you're good to go. If you're your basic McDonald's or Arby's or whatever, that's why they use this. If instead you say it's Mickey's Catfish Shop, heavy breaded, whatever, you know, I'm doing all kinds of other odds and ends, blooming onion, you have to be here. So your menu would say, freezer to fryer, go for it. It's not freezer to fryer, it's heavy breaded, 1814. The only other thing would be, you guys have eaten Five Guys, I'm guessing? Yeah. Any upscale burger place that offers really good fresh cut fries, the water content of that fresh potato is so high, the 30 pounds of oil here is not enough to absorb that and keep going. You need much more oil, and this is 63 pounds. So Five Guys actually has tried this on test. And the reason they did is you can provide 50 pounds of cooking capacity and 30 pounds of oil. Every time they fill it, they save a $20 bill or more. That's a pretty big deal. Can't happen with that high water content. So again, you bring them over here and they're like, okay, I got 63 pounds of oil. How's that saving me oil? Funny you should ask. If you see the 3 baskets, obviously a 50-pound fryer is going to have 2 of them. So what I really have here, and these are not smaller baskets, these are regular twin baskets. In 3, I have the capacity to cook of a 50-pound fryer and a half of another one. Or in this unit, 3 and 3 have 6. That's like a 50-pounder, a 50-pounder, and a 50-pounder. So I've got 63 pounds of oil here. And 63 here, 126 if my math is correct. I wasn't a finance major. But that 126 pounds versus 350s is 150. Again, we're saving oil every time we refill it. So the filtration allows us to stretch our oil life out. We put less oil in to start with, much like that. We're Energy Star rated, same. Because these actually do more in less space, the other leg of the triangle, you see conserve space. I'm using the space of 3 50-pound fryers, and I've shrunk it down to this, so I'm saving about 15%. And that's pretty much the whole story. Menu will say whether you can use an OCF or whether you need to move to the 1814. That's pretty much the game.